Hi, and welcome to my guide about war crimes. I'm Icon, and I'm going to guide you through everything you need to create a evil, menacing colony full of body-snatching villains that are just wearing really funky cowboy hats. Jokes aside, this guide is not only showing you the technical details about how to do this, bill assignment, and I'm going to talk about how to create rooms to do this and what kind of things you'll need. I'm also going to talk a lot about theoretical things like how you should plan to set up a base and how to set up a colony revolving around evil gameplay. Because as much fun as it might be, it really needs a few steps of preparation to get it going and make it fun for everybody. So let's get right into that. War crimes in general are everything the community considers violent and evil and whatnot, and therefore I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss out a few things, so drop that into the comments down below if you find that I missed out anything. Feel free to tell me. So first up, the first war crime, always popular for everybody, is using human bodies as a resource. Dead bodies are quite limited as a resource, and the only thing you can still do with them is put them into the butchery. You have to enable human-like corpses manually, and it's really important that you might want to leave out the checkmark on colonist corpses to avoid your people just chopping up your own people that you might want to bury. When you do this, we're going to pull up a little example here. There are a few things happening, and I'm going to show you what. So we're going to put up this guy now onto the butchery table, and things happening here are, first up, I got a debuff because we butchered somebody human-like. Next up, somebody got a debuff because we butchered somebody human-like. That's the first few problems. We're also getting a pretty large amount of tainted clothing out of that, so I strongly recommend you to set up a burn apparel job on either a crematorium or a campfire formulated like this, where you just cross out clean apparel and you put that up for forever, and then they'll just start burning all that tainted apparel you get from chopping up corpses. So long story short, you get some minor mood debuff, but you get as a reward old gear, leather, and meat. About the leather, I want to talk a moment here. So human leather is worth $4.20. If we compare that to plain leather, you see here the value is double, and that's quite a lot. And therefore human leather is one of the most valuable resources you can take out of your enemies. You might consider it a war crime or not, it's really not that important as long as you know that it's really valuable. And one thing which is very important in my personal opinion, when you're doing using human resources like that, make sure you check out the food restriction tab, because the standard settings always include an enabled checkmark on human meat, and non-cannibals get severe mood debuffs by eating human meat accidentally. So you might want to cross out human corpses in general too, to make sure your colonists don't accidentally nibble on that stuff and cash in a severe mood debuff, because it brings a severe mood debuff. But there's another good thing. Here eggs already did that right away. Human meat is excellent, is an excellent source for kibble, and I really like to do the following combo. I set up a kibble order which includes human meat and insect meat, and of course hay as the ground component, and this will turn human meat into pet food with no problem. If you want to use this, make sure you got a psychopath in your colony, because psychopaths are really cool. Let's I'm going to show you what happens here. Oh, why are you not hauling, friend? Yeah, here. So Fernand is a psychopath, and if you send a psychopath on the butchering job there, oh, he's not assigned to cooking. Let's change that. let's check out his bio. First up, he's not being touched by the butchering of human people at all, and he's not getting any debuffs whatsoever. So the we butchered human-like debuff doesn't stack. It only gets refreshed with every new corpse. So if you really want to make it a tad bit more efficient, I really like to put up a bill which works like this. Only human-like corpses, and I put up a certain worker like, let's say, Fernand, who has only no cooking at all, but this way. Only Fernand will go forward and butcher down human corpses. Now I forbid them here in this job, problem solved. Every new corpse will now be chopped up by Fernand, and he won't get any mood debuffs. Keep in mind though, people will get a mood debuff because other people butcher up somebody. So that's the first and the most harmless of war crimes, and not even the most popular. So the most popular of war crimes is the good old imprison somebody and snatch their organs move. I want to talk a little bit about that. So we're going to first up use our god mode and spawn somebody. So I'm going to spawn some, I don't want some empire person, I want a tribal, yeah, a tribal penitent, there we go. So whenever visitors are passing by on your map, you can always capture them if you're going for an evil playthrough. So if you're up to that, visitors from other factions are always an option to catch up new people. But keep in mind, there's going to happen hostilities out of that, obviously. So let's bring up one room which I personally would consider fine. So the ideal room. I'm going to fetch up an ideal room for a moment here. So we're going to build up those tiles. Bring up enough light, bring up a medical bed. Where is it at? Furniture? Shouldn't. Are they here? Here, hospital bed. I was looking for the wrong wording. Put up a hospital bed and put up a vitals monitor. And these are the ideal circumstances I would strongly recommend. So this gives you a higher surgery success chance, and overall you're getting a high chance of extracting the stuff manually good. So let's see. Focally is good at arresting people. There we go. Making sure that the bed is only reserved for prisoners. And let's arrest Zenexe. Alright. So a prisoner like this is a really, really valuable source of resources like crazy. And you can practically extract every single piece of organ from a prisoner. There are only a few things you got to keep in mind by that, for that. First up, I strongly recommend you a really large stockpile of herbal medicine. If you want to go on a career as organ thief, I really, really recommend you a large patch of healing roots, because you can't do medical operations without medicine. You can't, period. Therefore, heal root is your best friend, because you don't want to waste valuable medicine on your prisoners. Heal root does the trick. So when you're trying to remove some part of your prisoner, don't start with vital things like the heart, of course. I mean, it's quite obvious, but I wanted to say it. If you remove the heart, the person dies quite directly. No, if you want to go for a real big sellout, you're starting to well, harvest whatever is not necessary to stay alive, and then you just finish them off. Let's just say remove a hand, why not? Always keep your best medical personnel on that if you want to make sure things are really necessary, like if you need that heart or if you need that spine or whatever. So but here's, let's check it out. I want to illustrate the process here. So Wilkinson now goes over there. I'm going to do one thing here. really like to put up a storage zone for medicine right next to these. And now what's happening is quite cruel and grim and whatnot, but we have successfully harvested a hand. Wilkinson is just yeah, good riddance. It was of course a the wooden hand. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. So we're going to start out with the lungs, of course. Oops. So there are several great mods which increase the gameplay around that, and you can remove a lot of more body parts with the respective mods. But on vanilla, the opportunities are limited. So here we go. As you've seen, these people are growing hostile against me because I'm harvesting their people's organs. I don't know how they know, but they know. They always know. So here you see we captured a lung worth 400 bucks, and that's why these operations are so lucrative. The real problems starting, although, around this. Someone's organ harvested. I mean, that's not really the issue here. So we're going to take another kidney here. Going to proceed here to give you a little impression about how things work. So let's do this. So we're now gaining a kidney, also worth 250 bucks. And let's say we harvest something vital now. Like, let's harvest the other lung. This should kill him. There we go. There we go. So Zenexe died during surgery, and we got out there 2 lungs, and that's just that. Let's check out eggs. Eggs, a normal person here. Someone's organ harvested triple time, so you see these things stack, and someone was organ murdered. That's one thing that they extra add up. If somebody's dying this way, they're really mad with you. And therefore you see the debuffs are stacking up a bit, and this is the real difficulty behind this kind of gameplay, I'd say, because you might be making really big profits, but you're also getting your people really mad. Malaria? Okay, I don't have time for this, so we're going to heal them afterwards, after this tutorial. So let's chop up another of these persons. I want to show one thing here, not this one. So there's another quite important thing to note. You are decreasing your returns out of the bodies once you harvested too many organs, and also you're severely reducing the mood of your people. So I want to show you another thing. So we're going to spawn another penitent, which is now hostile, because last time I spawned that penitent, the faction wasn't angry with me. Now the faction is angry with me, so I hope I won't be killing Red right away. If you don't want to kill people right away, you should possibly only melee attack them, but under realistic circumstances that doesn't happen too often. So let's just wait until I don't kill that person right away. Oh well, not coming together here. So good. It seems like we have to take the melee attack approach. So as you've seen here, gunfire just killed those people. Now Lemur is ready to be captured. So let's ignore that for a moment. So we need to patch up Lemur, of course, and I'm going to use now proper medicine to make sure Lemur doesn't die here. So bang. Since we're playing with dev mode, it's not that much of a problem. So I'm going to harvest a liver, a kidney, a lung, and the heart. Bang. So I'm going to use proper medicine here now because I'm a lazy boy. Stuff is available, you know. So how's Wilkinson? Good enough. So I just want to showcase one more thing here. So the problematic part about all this, you see here, people are these debuffs are just stacking. And you see here, okay, he considered it a justified execution, but whatever is happening, your people are growing more and more unnerved by this kind of playstyle. But there's these people here, psychopaths. You want to rack up your colony with psychopaths as much as possible in this kind of playthrough, because they are kind of like the most resilient people towards cruelty. Every normally wired person will have severe problems. Here goes innocent prisoner died too. So you can alleviate that with drugs. And that's the final word I wanted to say about this kind of playstyle. Drugs are your best friends. Use drugs wherever you can, because these are the most severe mood buffs. Also, use whatever you can to create better mood situations. Like, killing people like that is an extremely lucrative business. Not only you get to sell off the organs, clothing made out of human leather is also insanely valuable, and I strongly recommend you to not sell that stuff raw if you can. Make clothing out of it. You amplify the value of the leather by a lot. And yeah, apart from that, I think that's the most important. That's the most important things to know about if you want to go onto a career as a evildoer. You have a lot of enemies, and you have to play around the low mood. So you either go for a luxurious palace and have recreation buffs and drug buffs and whatnot, and your normal people will stay okay with that, or you just go down the road, pick up as many psychopaths as possible. Cannibals are, of course, well, it goes without saying, I guess, another thing you might want to acquire for this kind of run. And overall, you'll be easier off with psychopathic people or such. But you can't do it without, like I mentioned. Just try and keep the mood of these people up, and just accept that there will be a lot of mental breakdowns in your colonies if you do this kind of playstyle. It's affordable, and since you're getting that filthy rich, I mean, check this out. This was just what I did here today. This kind of increase, we didn't achieve that during all the last few weeks. So this is only showcasing how much money you get out of these operations. Do that to 3 or 4 prisoners at once. Big money. So now you know how to pull it off. Now you know the risks, and I hope you're going to use that knowledge wise. Of course, thanks for watching. Feel free to drop me a comment down below. I'm pretty sure there are more war crimes to do, and I'm happy to hear them. Maybe we're going even to go into a part 2 tutorial if you guys manage to rack up enough ideas for me. And yeah, if you like that content, drop a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe and check out for more. And of course, I hope you're coming back, and then we're going to see each other soon. Bye-bye.